Baseball is dead. It's the new MLB podcast from DraftKings with me, and guess who's back? Dallas Braden. Yeah, I brought Dallas with me. He's one of the smartest guys in baseball. So I'm very excited to announce this new show where we will be breaking down baseball just as we were before. All the big name guests that you expected before, plus more. We're gonna be tackling college baseball, MLB, Japan, I don't know, Dallas probably played in Taiwan. We're gonna be doing all that. We also brought along my favorite YouTuber as a third mic. Baseball doesn't exist. Have you heard of it? Yeah, Joey from that YouTube channel, he's coming too. So it's us three breaking down baseball for you guys every single week. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait, and we'll see you there.
Well, how the turntables. DOS Rocket, Jared Carrabis, he is here, he is risen, he is joining us now live on The Sweat, presented by DraftKings. What a day, what a thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, congrats on joining the DK family.
Yeah.
Thank you. It feels good to be here. You guys look great. I'm very excited. Today's opening day. We get to talk some baseball. And you know what? The fact that we actually have opening day on opening day, let's just take a moment here to be thankful. Can we do that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. You're so excited you showed up 7 minutes late for the show. That's okay.
Stop it.
We were on a DraftKings meeting. This is my first time being at a company where we have meetings and stuff. I'm like, all right, we got to do a meeting. We got to do this. Before, I mean, there was very, very much hands off. This is very hands on over here.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it is. Oh yeah, a lot of meetings that should just be an email.
Yeah, just getting started. But yeah, I mean, new CBA, new rules, new season. Like you already kind of mentioned it, but how are we feeling about opening day, man?
I mean, I'm excited. I think, we were just talking about it before, what's your World Series pick? And the fact that you can kind of rattle your brain and there's no real obvious answer besides the Dodgers. Like, no one wants to pick the Dodgers. It's a boring pick. But the fact that outside of the Dodgers, it's kind of a jump ball. I love that. I love the fact that we might have the Toronto Blue Jays might get in the mix. You know, you have the Houston Astros. They're in the ALCS every single year. Well, now they don't have Carlos Correa. So now what's that going to look like? Is the path to the World Series going through Houston still in the American League? We don't know. So that part of it is very exciting to me.
All right, dude, what's really cool, too, is you're going to be pumping out not one, but like two podcasts. Love the title of this one, Baseball is Dead. We kind of saw that in the open of the show because that's what we keep hearing. First episode just dropped. It's live, so everyone go check it out after this award-winning show. But what can we expect from this podcast, Jared?
So the whole thing with Baseball is Dead is we've just always resented, or I always take it personally when someone says that baseball is boring, or during the lockout when you had people being like, oh, baseball is dead, can't get out of its own way. It's not dead. It's not dead. It's actually one of its most exciting periods of all time because of how good the talent is right now, and the fact that crop of talent, they're all in their early 20s. It's insane. The fact that, you have dudes hitting 40 bombs that are like 22 years old, and what Shohei Ohtani is doing right now, arguably the greatest player to ever play the game. I know that that's a drastic statement to make, but tell me someone who's more talented than that guy. So with this show, we are definitely going to have a long list of superstar players that are active, former players. We're going to have content creators get in the mix. We're definitely going to put an emphasis on college baseball because up until a couple of years ago, I didn't realize how electric college baseball really is and how many young, exciting players are playing college baseball right now. So we're gonna spread the love, and we're going to expand the Rolodex in terms of the guests that we're having on this show.
Sweet.
All right, and in your other DraftKings podcast, you're going to have the Red Sox covered. Feels like odds makers are sleeping on Boston again. So, what's your outlook for them? Is the season going to end with a duck boat parade down Boylston?
If it does end in a duck boat parade down Boylston, I'm not going to remember it. I was in that parade in 2018. Yep. One of the best. That was the best day of my life. That was the best day of my life. I don't care if I ever get married or have kids. That was the best day of my life, and they're going to know that in advance. I will tell them that. The Red Sox have the fourth best odds in the American League East, which I love that. I would much rather be a good team with low expectations than a good team that's expected to win it all. For being a Red Sox fan, I've been in both positions, and I would say that the more enjoyable campaign were the seasons where the expectations were low and the Red Sox were somehow able to exceed those expectations. And that's where they find themselves this season. And I know that last year there's some similarities with, we're going to be talking about Chris Sale's health. That's going to be the storyline, or one of the main storylines every single year now. But I don't, it is what it is. They find a way. Health is going to be a question mark on any single one of these teams that's looking to contend for a championship. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna see how it plays out. In Chaim Bloom, we trust. I have no reason at this juncture to not trust Chaim Bloom. So I am joining my co-host Tyler Milliken of this new Red Sox podcast. He says he's the leader of the Bluminati. I'm a follower.
All right, love it. Yes, we got to get Chris Sale on your workout routine, because dude is Mr. Glass right now. We have another guy here who's jacked just like you. His name is Steve Buchanan. He's one of our baseball gurus here at DraftKings. He actually has a tattoo of your face on his lower back. We're bringing him in now to look at some MLB Futures bets on the DK Sportsbook. So we're going to team you guys up.
I hope you guys know that Emerson writes these lines that he says during the show.
I asked him to put that line in there.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
I know.
good. Steve.
He's like, make this clear for Jared.
I just wanted to make sure. So, Jared, we've talked about all the young talent in the game today. So, whose odds are you looking at to win an MVP award this season?
I mean, Shohei is far and away the favorite, but I do love the fact that Vladdy Jr., I think he has the third best odds. Correct me if I'm wrong. I love that pick. I love the Vladdy Jr. pick, because he, up until, he was competing against the best player of all time, or having one of the greatest single seasons in recorded history in the sport. You take that away, Vladdy Jr. probably wins the MVP last year. He's going to be on a team that is going to be contending for a division title in the American League East. I love the Vladdy Jr. pick.
Yeah, Vladdy Jr. plus 500. Steve, that's your favorite player. Who are you looking at?
So, we can always talk about some of the obvious guys. That's totally fine. If I'm making one of these long shot picks, I want some money coming back. Shout out Robbie Ray, 80-1 to win the Cy Young. I will never not stop talking about that. Talking about Byron Buxton at 20-1. The guy can't stay on the field. But when he is on the field, this guy absolutely rakes. Over the past 2 years, he's played exactly 100 games, 32 home runs, 59 RBI, 11 stolen bases. So if we can actually get Byron Buxton healthy, we need that. The game needs it. We need Byron Buxton. If he's on the field and he's performing, that can be an easy MVP at 20-1 odds. You got to love those odds there.
All right, Bukes, how about in the Cy Young department? How much more open is it to now that DeGrom is going to be out for a little bit?
Yeah, obviously that's a big hit there, but if I want to focus on the American League here, with Dylan Cease at 14-1. Last year, this dude was unbelievable through 32 starts, 12.2 K9, 3.41 FIP, and a 1.09 home run per nine inning. He doesn't let the ball leave the park or anything like that. The problem is, he's wasting too many pitches, and that's coming from a guy who's never taken the mound before. But I can see it. He's wasting too many pitches, and that means he's not going deep into these games. So, his true potential, I feel like, isn't even been unlocked yet. And that's scary to think, because that White Sox rotation is going to be extremely tough this year. So if we can start getting Dylan Cease to go deeper into these games, he's quickly going to be a name that you're going to keep hearing about. And at 14-1, those odds aren't set correctly for the talent this guy has.
All right, Jared, what about you? Anyone you have your eye on, American League, National League?
Yeah, so the Dylan Cease pick I love, because I threw a tweet out saying, the American League Cy Young field, I feel like it's going to be someone that comes out of nowhere and has never won a Cy Young before. And interestingly enough, people pointed out, well, that could be Garrett Cole, because he's never won a Cy Young before, which is very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of people were picking Dylan Cease. I went with Kevin Gausman. This is an individual that back in 2016, I saw him. It was a pitching duel against Rick Porcello at Fenway Park. He had all the potential in the world, couldn't quite put it together. And then over the last couple of years, we've seen exactly why it was that everyone was building him up and there was so much hype behind him. Outside of the obvious Garrett Cole picks, and then you have Shane Bieber, who is coming off of an injury. After that, you kind of look at the field, and I really like that Kevin Gausman pick in terms of he could be this year's version of Robbie Ray.
All right, guys, we saw the video of the Mariners telling Julio Rodriguez he made the team. So with the new team rules, we know teams are going to have Rookie of the Year candidates up for opening day, right? J-Rod, plus 450 to win Rookie of the Year. Who are you looking at, Steve? I mean, this is your team.
Yeah, obviously, anything that has to do with the Mariners is a winning bet because that's just what they do. Real quick, 83.5 wins this year is an absolute joke. DraftKings Sportsbook is so disrespectful. I don't care if they give me a paycheck. That's the worst line I've ever seen in my life. Hammer the over on that. Other than that, the problem with the Rookie of the Year this year is there's so many candidates. We talked about Julio Rodriguez, fine. Haven't even mentioned Bobby Witt Jr. Haven't even mentioned Spencer Torkelson. Even Jeremy Pena, who's taking over at shortstop for the Astros, is somebody to consider. This field is wide open, and this is kind of what Jared was alluding to. This is the best time in baseball in a long time because all of these top prospects, I think it's 3 of the top 5, all made the opening roster this year. All these kids are going to be up here. They're up here for a reason. This is wide open here, but truly, I can't get away from Julio Rodriguez at plus 450. That's my guy. He's going to smash in Seattle. That's my pick. All
right, Jared, it is wide open, but anybody stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, over in the National League, Joey Bart. Like this is if you're the heir to the throne of a guy like Buster Posey. That's some pretty big expectations. You're taking over for a first ballot Hall of Famer that has a lot of hardware, both individually and from a team perspective, but he has the makeup, he has the tools, he has the ability, and he's not the favorite in the National League. I don't know why he isn't. There's a lot of talented players in that crop in the National League, but that's who I've got winning the National League Rookie of the Year this year.
All right, Jared, we'll get you out of here with this. World Series champs, you kind of mentioned it before. You got Dodgers as the favorites, plus 500, kind of the sexy pick, but sexy pick for a reason. Red Sox, plus 2,200. Who's your bet?
Between those two or in general?
No, just in general. I was just mentioning the favorite and obviously your team.
Man, you know what? Why not the Toronto Blue Jays?
Okay.
Why not the Toronto Blue Jays? It's been a long time. It's been decades. They have the talent. They have the ability. They have the hunger. And that fan base, man, they've been waiting a long time for this. I think the time is now. Let's get behind the Toronto Blue Jays to win a World Series in 2022.
Okay, second shortest odds there, plus 850. Steven, what about you, dude?
Yeah, if something weird happens and the Mariners don't get there, which is probably some type of conspiracy theory, one of the most complete teams in the league that nobody talks about enough is the Chicago White Sox. Everything is great about that team except the manager. 11-1 odds to win the World Series. I'll take that.